Grasslands Radio, CUZ-FM.
And if you've just turned on and tuned in, you're listening to Billy T on Grasslands Radio, CUZ-FM. And you can talk to me on 310-310. I'll be with you until 10 o'clock. So if you're into a bit of ranting, raving, bleating, or just plain listening, why don't you give us a call? And we'll let everyone else suffer as well. 310-310. Let's talk about the whole Earth movement. And whoa, the phones are hot tonight. Hello, good evening.
Sarah Leah, ever heard of preventative medicine, Billy?
Not in relation to the whole Earth movement.
Hey, no, preventative medicine. Forget the drugs, drink water and get plenty of exercise, and I guarantee that within one generation, doctors and the medicines would have all but disappeared.
Yeah, but I don't think it's quite as simple as that. So
now, what about these heart transplant programs? They're costing us millions of dollars every year.
So what do you suggest we spend the money on?
Nuclear submarine.
From the health budget?
Well, the stuff all left in defence budget. It's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah, hey, maybe we could call it nuclear medicine. Oh, what a shame. We seem to have lost him. Come in, Jock.
Good day to you, Billy. What an idiot the last caller was, eh? I mean, if he'd bothered to read past the nude female on the third page, he'd know that it costs considerably more to maintain a maximum security prisoner than it does a transplant patient.
That's right, Jock, and I can understand now why the Minister of Health does not support heart transplant programs.
And why is that, Billy?
Well, she figures if the MPs don't have any hearts, well, then nobody else needs one either.
I saw her play for the troops one day. I knew that in time that you would be mine, oh mine. I'll swap my gun for a life of your love and make a living on Talk Back Radio. And it's a 1, 2, 3, settling down, the red lights are on.
Fantastic floodlights they've got over there. Makes it look like the middle of the afternoon.
Greg, this is the middle of the afternoon.
No, it's not. It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Not in Wales, boyo.
Oh, yeah, of course. I keep forgetting. It's the Eastern Hemisphere, isn't it? Oh.
You know, Greg, if you weren't Tell's brother, I'd think about calling out the Armed Defender Squad, eh?
Why?
To stop me from shooting you.
You can't shoot my brother.
Oh, why not?
You get too much blood on the carpet.
Thank you.
Oh, have you got enough snacks there, Greg?
Yeah, I got the esky full of Castlemaine. I got the potato chips, pizza. Oh, and I nearly forgot my pies.
Oh, what?
Steak, mince, bacon and egg, fish.
Yeah.
What are you having, Billy?
Who knows? Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of celery sticks. A dimension of cottage cheese. A dimension of mineral water. Sting.
Oh, jeepers, that's bunny food. Here, Billy, have a pie.
Billy.
I was just looking at it. To see how that...
Yeah, well, you just look at it good and hard because it's the last pie you're going to see.
Oh, okay. You're staying up for the match still.
You bet I am.
You hate watching rugby.
I'm not going to be watching the rugby. I'm going to be watching you and Greg's pies.
Dad, can you turn it down a bit, please?
Oh, what's the matter, Natty? Aren't you going to watch the footy?
Rugby. Yuck, Uncle Greg.
Doesn't like sport, eh?
She's mad about sport.
Oh, yeah, what kind?
Oh, she and her mates have got this discus team, eh?
Oh, where do they play that?
Up in her room.
In a room? Discus?
Yeah. They sit on the round on the bed and discuss this and discuss that. Speaking of which, where is Lydia?
I've already told you she's at an overnight beach barbecue.
Overnight. I don't like the sound of that.
Billy, you agreed.
I might have agreed to the barbecue, but I doubt if I agreed to this overnight business. Who's she overnighting with
She's
anyway?
with her Polytech friends.
I don't trust that one with the plaits.
Shane is a lovely boy.
Oh, he's a boy, is he? What does he wear plaits for?
Well, Lydia says the plaits are gender neutral.
Gender neutral? What's that?
Oh, it's the gear on a car you use it when you don't want to go anywhere.
Discus! Discuss! Hey, I've been meaning to ask you, can anyone play for the Maori All Blacks?
Of course not. You've got to be Maori.
So I couldn't play for them?
No,
Because I'm not a Maori?
because you're an Australian.
Oh, right, yeah. What if I was Chinese?
Well, you couldn't play for anyone. You'd be too busy buying up Pakuranga. Anyway, be quiet. They could score off this.
Shelford decked him, eh? Shh, quiet.
They could score.
He's lining up.
No, he won't get that. He won't
Quiet.
He won't.
Yes! Yes, it's going through! Yes, it's through! The stick's a three-pointer!
Quick! Hide me. I'm escaping from repression.
Hey, what's that?
Toheroa. I'll hide them in the bathroom.
This isn't Toheroa season.
Lydia, what is going on?
I'm being culturally repressed. Now, I've been with you guys all night, okay? You're my alibi.
No, I'm your father. Lydia, what's going on?
I've been harvesting the ancient kaimoana of our people.
You've been pinching Toheroas out of
Have
season.
not. I've been exercising my traditional rights. Just packing up when those fascists from Memphis showed up.
What?
Fisheries inspectors, they chased us all the way back.
Lydia, that's illegal. You could get fined.
Not us. We're the tangata whenua. Our rights are enshrined in the treaty.
Hey, hang on, Lydia. Now,
What's a
happened?
Toheroa?
Oh, it's a shellfish, sort of like a giant pippy.
Wait, what's a
listen,
giant
Lydia.
pippy?
Sort of like a small Toheroa. Now, Lydia, listen.
What did the fisheries inspector say?
They didn't say anything.
They let you off.
No, they didn't catch us.
Hey, hang on. We're not going to get involved in anything here.
We won't have to, Dad. I don't think they even saw me get out of the car. Anyway, I'm not scared of them. Dad, you've got to save me.
Tell. No, I'm pretty certain. I'm quite sure that she's sort of been with us all night, haven't you, Tel?
Oh, I think so. You know what it's like with a big family. Do you have a family? I mean, people coming and going, tidying their rooms, making up...
See,
Please.
Look, what's this all about?
It's about the illegal taking of Toheroa.
He's in a try! Forward pass? Oh, French referees.
Toheroa? No, I haven't seen one of those in years. You know, the season being closed and everything. I wouldn't even know what one looked like now. No.
Hey, what are these Toheroa doing in the bathroom?
Right, maybe they were going to wash their hair or something.
This isn't a laughing matter, Mr. James. Yes?
Gender neutral! Bonza, Billy!
Greg.
Yeah? Shut up. All right. What do they taste like?
What?
The Tokumaras. Well, I mean, are they anything like Moreton Bay bugs?
I don't know. What do Moreton Bay bugs taste like?
Oh, well, that's a bit of a poser, Bill. Right. You all know what mince on toast tastes like?
Yeah.
It's sort of like the opposite of that.
I bet they're not game to prosecute.
Why not? You pinched them.
I did not. I exercised my traditional right of food gathering.
Exactly. You pinched them.
Now they're going to exercise their traditional right to prosecute.
They wouldn't dare. They're losing those cases. The treaty is alive and stalking the land.
So is the Ministry of Ag and Fish.
I'm not scared of those Memphis from Fefish.
What?
Fascists from Memphis, you know who I'm talking about. The treaty is my korowai.
Your what?
My cloak. Korowai is Māori for cloak. Don't they teach you anything at school?
Ah, so what's Māori for whopping great fine then?
It won't come to that. They're too windy, just like the tepi-tepi.
What?
The tepi-tepi, jellyfish.
No, they're not. They got hard shells, the ones in the bucket.
Hey,
The Toheroas.
she's talking about jellyfish now.
Oh, strike me. You didn't pinch some of those as well, mate. Well, what do they taste like?
I didn't pinch anything, Uncle Greg. I harvested my Toheroa.
Yeah, all right. Keep your hair on. So, what do these Toheroas things actually do?
Not a lot. They just lie around on beaches doing as little as possible.
Like most Australians.
Very witty, Willie. So how much do you think they're going to ding you for, Liddy?
Yeah, well, the guy told us up to about $500 a fish.
Crikey. Yeah, I bet they're having a good old fry up down to the massive office, but...
They won't be eating them. They'll be using them as evidence.
Fool, they'll be a bit high by the time they get into court.
Won't come to court. In fact, I'd be surprised if we ever hear from them again.
Lydia. Lydia! What's Māori for bailiff? Summons, Bluey. The tepe strikes back. Now, don't get upset.
I'm not upset.
What?
I'm rapt.
What?
This is just what I wanted.
What?
We could make it a test case. Proceedings in Māori. I could demand United Nations observers at the trial. The hollow sham of Pākehā justice will be done and will be seen to be done.
I wish this was over and done. And he said, see, all this Waitangi business is still pretty much a grey area. But he said her being a student and a first offender, she'll get off with a warning.
Well, that's a relief.
No, it's not. Lydia doesn't want to know. She wants to start the next Maori Wars or
Well, we
something.
just have to talk her out of it.
Talk me out of what?
All this palaver about the trial, you just have to take Desi's advice.
He is the lawyer.
Got my own lawyer. What's more, he's tangata whenua.
Yeah, but is he LLB?
No, Dad, he's LLM. He's got a master's degree. And I'm seeing him at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
You better go with her.
I
All
don't
right.
need Dad.
Yeah, you're going to need Dad when the bill comes in. Masters don't come cheap. I'm coming. Okay, now don't leave anything out. All right? Tell him everything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Got tied up in the High Court. Come on in.
Kia ora.
Yeah, g'day. And you must be Miss James.
Ms. And this is my father.
Yeah, I'm Mr. James.
Pleased to meet you. Are you on the radio?
Yeah, that's right.
Hey there. Great show the other night.
Oh, thanks.
That Jock's a real character.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one about... the one about being half Maori, half Jewish.
Oh, yes, yes. What is it? Half of me wants to get things cheap and the other half just wants to pinch it. Yeah,
You sound just like him.
Mr. Turangi.
Oh, yes, look, I'm sorry. I've spoken to Mapish. They're quite reasonable. They don't want to get caught up in any of this treaty kerfuffle.
The treaty is not kerfuffle, Mr. Turangi. It is the korowai behind which I will shelter.
I'm sorry?
It's a cloak behind which he's going to shelter.
Right. Which does raise one point. Which tribe are you?
Oh, the Tainua from Tuakina.
Look, we could be struggling with the treaty defence.
Why?
Well, the Tainua haven't got any fishing grounds. You lot are after coal, aren't you?
Are we? Oh, if there's any going, yeah.
The treaty is not dictated by geography. It stretches above the land like the cloud that gave its name to Aotearoa.
Well, Memphis don't actually see it that way. Look, it would be better to plead guilty, in and out. Cop a small fine, bit of a lecture from the bench.
Exactly what there's Fogarty said.
We'll pass it off as one of those student pranks.
Prank? This wasn't a prank. It was the exercise of a right clearly embodied in Te Tiriti or Waitangi. Full and undisturbed possession of lands, forests and fisheries.
Right. Well, I'll have to do a bit of a refresher course on the treaty. I'll ring Winston Peters.
What?
Well, I used to go to the same law school as old Winnie. He's up with the play on all this treaty stuff.
I want the case heard on a marae.
When he's connected with you lot, I could get him on the marae panel.
Well, in that case, I will submit to a Pākehā court. But the proceedings must be conducted in Māori.
Oh. Oh, we're in for a real problem there.
Why? It can be done.
Can be done, but not by me. Can't speak the Maori.
Just like your Uncle Jack.
I can see no point in discussing this any further. Inohora, Mr. Turangi.
Yeah, I suppose that's fine.
Sort of gathered that.
He was not a Māori, he was a brown Pākehā. And what's worse, he was a friend of Winston Peters.
He didn't say that. He said he went to the same law school as Winston Peters.
Lydia, be reasonable. The lawyers have both given you the same advice. Now, your father and I don't mind if you go with Des or Mr. Turangi, but you've got to go with one of them.
No, I don't. I got another lawyer.
Oh, who's it this time? Done me, hacker?
Nigel Whitchurch.
Ooh, that's a good old Māori name. Which canoe did the Whitchurches come out on then?
He may not be Māori by birth, but in his heart, he's tangata whenua.
Has he got any qualifications?
He's been arrested every Waitangi Day since 1983, and he's Vice President of PAWG.
Pork.
PAWG, P-A-W-G.
Pork?
What's porg?
Pākehā's awash with guilt. It's taken over from heart. It's a new movement to belong to. Oh, and if it's all right with you, I've asked him over tomorrow night.
Why can't we go over to his office?
He doesn't have an office. He doesn't believe in them.
Hey,
May I say how much I envy and admire you, Mr. James?
what's that for, Nigel? Being on the radio, you mean?
No. For being a Maori. It's something I feel I always missed out on.
Well, Nigel, that's something you and I both missed out on.
Yes, but you were fortunate enough to marry Mr. James. And may I also say that I am not only a guest in your house, but I am also a guest in your land.
Seeing that you're here, Nigel, you better have a beer.
Relax, Billy, I'll get him.
Oh.
Thank you. Or, as you would say, kapai.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Nigel, what you were saying before about being a guest, what do you mean, mate?
Well, we as Pākehā, Greg...
Whoa, mate, I'm not a Pākehā, I'm an Australian.
Oh, well, take the Aborigines then, the indigenous race
hey,
of your
listen, some of
country.
my best friends happen to be Abos, so before you go on...
Hey, Greg! Before you relive the Murrumbidgee massacre, we want to know what you can do for Lydia.
Well, I think I should say from the outset that there's a lot more at stake here than just a few shellfish.
Yeah. Well, we didn't even get to taste them.
Pākehā's awash with guilt will put Lydia's oppression on the front page of every student newspaper in the land.
Oh, that'll be a great help, Nigel.
Yes, I thought so. And I have personally written to the United Nations Suppression of Colonialism Committee.
Oh, good. They'll be here on court on Wednesday.
Yes, in spirit.
Wairua.
What about all this being heard in Maori? What's happening about that?
We've changed our minds. We're going to use the language of the oppressor. Nigel speaks fluent Māori, but he feels he lacks the mana to employ our language without the backing of a iwi authority.
Yes. Yes, well, that sounds like good sense to me, eh, Billy?
Nigel intends to draw not only upon the fabric, but on the spirit of the treaty itself. Te wairua o te tiriti.
Look. We are just talking about a bucket of Toheroas here. All we want is to get Lydia off with the least amount of hassle, that's all.
But, Mr. James, Indigenous people have been hassled for centuries. But now the tide is on the turn.
Yvonne Goolagong. She was a good one. She could control the Terps. And Mark Ella, well, he was a credit to his race.
Greg?
Yeah?
Shut up.
All right.
Nigel, you know when this is all over and we've driven the Pākehā into the sea and all that?
Yes.
Where are you going to live?
Whitchurch, why have you requested 2 days for this hearing? The facts and issues seem quite straightforward to me.
Perhaps on the surface they may appear quite simple, Your Honour. But I would suggest that there are complex matters of definition here.
I see.
For example, it will be one of my principal submissions that under the terms of the Act and the Treaty, a Toheroa can be defined as a fantail or indeed a kauri tree. Because the fantail, the Toheroa and the kauri tree are all one in the holistic view of the natural world as understood by the Maori.
I'll be very interested to rule on that, Mr. Whitchurch.
Oh, well, I'm afraid you won't be able to, Your Honour, because my second submission is that under the principles of rangatiratanga, you have no jurisdiction in this matter.
I see. This is going to be an interesting morning, Mr. Whitchurch. Proceed.
He's doing well, isn't he, Dad?
The Toheroa and the fantail have much in common. They are one. Just as the kauri and the kumara are one with the eel, and the fantail and the eel are one with the weta.
And the turkey and the wally are one with the lawyer.
You claim to be a fisheries inspector.
I am a fisheries inspector.
That will be for the court to decide.
Mr. Whitchurch, he is a fisheries inspector.
His Honour has provisionally ruled that you are a fisheries inspector. What we want to know is, have you ever read the Treaty of Waitangi?
No.
Well, are you going to?
No.
The court will draw its own conclusion from that sorry admission.
He's cutting them to ribbons, eh, Dad?
Oh, yeah, ribbons. Maybe we should have had this heard in Maori.
Why?
It wouldn't sound so bad.
If I was to say to you, in your capacity as an alleged fisheries inspector, that the Toheroa, the fantail, and the kauri tree are one, what would you say to that?
I'd say that's rubbish.
Oh, would you?
And I'd say it's rubbish too, Mr. Whitchurch.
Could I point out at this stage, Your Honour, that you're in no position to rule on the question of rubbish until you've heard my final submission?
He was only doing his best, Dad.
Hey, if that was his best, I'd hate to see him on a bad day. Fantails and eels.
I thought the judge was going to explode when Nigel started reading extracts out of the bone people.
Mum, it was relevant.
Everything go all right?
No, it did not.
It was a disaster.
You're a laughing stock.
Oh, gee, that's a shame, eh?
Have you been cooking something, Greg?
Well, yes, we have.
What?
Fish.
What sort of fish?
Shellfish.
What sort of shellfish?
The Toheroas. Geez, they're tricky little sods to get a hold of. They scoot around all over the place.
Greg, what about the fisheries inspectors?
Well, I thought they'd all be in court with you, and I was right. Gee, I had the whole beach to myself.
But you're not even tangata whenua.
No, but I was hungry. And besides, I wanted to know what they tasted like.
You're a bloody idiot.
Oh, look, we're right back where we started from.
All right, how many did you get?
Ta-da!
One.
What are we going to do now?
Get rid of the evidence, I suppose.
Yes.
Actually, Lydia, you started all this. You should help finish it. Anyway, you like these, Toheroas?
Billy, are you allowed to eat seafood?
Well, this isn't seafood. According to Nigel, this is poultry.
Oh.
Here, have a fantail patty. Choice. Here, Natty, have a bit of kauri fritter. Ooh, wicked or what? There, I tell, get your teeth around that eel. Ooh.
Well, I caught it and cooked it.
Yes. And you are indeed listening to Grasslands Radio, CUZ-FM. The lines are open, and you can talk to me on 310-310. G'day.
Hello, William. It's
Yes.
Kenneth here.
Hi, Ken.
I'm devastated by this channel catfish scare.
Why is that? Were you frightened by a catfish when you were little or something, were you, Ken?
No, take more than a catfish to frighten me. No, if these alleged fish are fed into our waterways by Matt Rata and his crew, there's every chance they'll escape and wreak havoc on the trite fisheries.
Yeah, but hang on, Ken. Isn't that Matt's plan to sort of keep them under control?
That's what they said about the rabbit, the goat, the possum, and the wasp.
Oh, and this affects the trout too, does it?
Oh, you know what I mean, William. Every species that's been introduced into this country has caused immeasurable damage, and no cost should be spared to eradicate them by gun, trap, poison carrot, or genetic warfare.
Hang on. Every introduced species, you reckon?
Yes, the way they breed.
Okay, let's start with the alpaca. They got away on us, didn't they, Ken? So what do you prefer? Gun, trap, or carrots?
Jungle green, what a sight to be seen. With spit-polished boots and a practice salute, I didn't really understand the danger. What am I doing in Southeast Asia? Then I saw her play for the troops one day. I knew that in time that you would be mine, oh mine. I'll swap my gun for a life of your love and make a living on talk back radio. And it's a 1, 2, 3, sitting down, the red lights are on. And it's a 1, 2,
beauty, that
Oh!
pilot.
Oh,
Mum, what on earth are you wearing?
Next to nothing by the look of it. Whatever happened to old hovering Henry anyway?
Oh, he landed by mistake in a demilitarised zone and he's never been heard of since.
He's probably got the McDonald's franchise in Saigon now.
Hey, how long did you two sing together for?
I met your mum in Sydney in 68, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then we went to Vietnam a year later.
Oh, we were in Singapore for 3 months.
No, that can't be right.
What?
Well, you wouldn't make McDonald's in Vietnam. I mean, you wouldn't have anything to put in them unless you made them out of rice.
Or you could have spring McRolls or one McTons.
And anyway, where are they going to get their buns from?
Greg.
Yeah?
Shut up.
All right.
Look, there we are at that Anzac Day concert in Long Bong Dak.
What are you doing wearing a koala suit?
Entertaining the oppressor.
I was there. I wasn't an oppressor.
I know, you were a radio operator, weren't you, Bill?
Yeah, I know. Wallace, Greg, all right.
You were a tool of the American imperialists.
Calm down, Jane Fonda. It's all over now.
It's not all over for the indigenous people of Vietnam.
I know, because they're over here driving taxis and running restaurants.
And making hamburgers, otherwise they'd never get any buns.
Greg, forget the buns.
Well, it wouldn't be much of a hamburger if you forget the buns.
He makes you more sad than angry, doesn't he? So how many shows are on the tour then?
Well, we've done 4, and Saturday's Taonga, and we're back in Hamilton on Sunday.
Ah, doing any of the old songs?
Yeah, and some new ones.
I'll never forget that moment. It was the White Tiger Bar, right? So I'm standing at the back of the White Tiger Bar, right? And I hear through the beaded curtains, remember those beaded curtains, right? I hear coming through the beaded curtains.
Start spreading the news.
Come on, Mum, doing it.
I can't remember the words.
It goes, I took my harpoon out, all my dirty red bandana.
Greg, that's me and Bobby McGee.
Yeah, that's the one you're singing. Beautiful song, beautiful.
Greg. That is New York, right?
No. It's Busted Flat and Baton Rouge. Busted Flat and New York wouldn't rhyme, Billy.
Remember the Steps tell. That's 20 years ago. I've stolen.
The bloke in Brizzy told me it means Red Club.
What?
Baton Rouge, Red Club. Funny name for a town.
Start spreading the news.
I'm leaving today.
I wanna be a part of it. New York, New York.
These vagabond shoes
are longing to stray and step around the heart of it. New York, New York.
If I could make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York,
New York.
That was great. What other songs did you do?
Oh, we did Puppet on a String, These Boots Are Made for Walking, I Have Loved Me a Man, and
Spring is here, the sky is blue, whoa, birds all sing as if they knew. Today's a day we'll say I do, and we'll never be lonely anymore, because we're going to the chapel and we're going to get married. Going to the chapel and we're going to get married. Gee, I really love you and we're going to get married. Going to the chapel of love.
But did you do anything by her?
Natty, herbs weren't even seeds when your mother was socking it to them at the White Tiger Bar.
I bet you didn't have a single Māori song in your entire repertoire.
Oh, yeah. They used to do 10 guitars for an encore every night.
I don't suppose you ever did the Deck of Cards. That's a beautiful song.
The deck of cards?
Yeah, it's about this soldier in the war with his deck of cards. Every time I see the one, it reminds me that there is but one Father in heaven. When I see the two, I'm reminded of... What am I reminded of, Billy?
Your IQ, Greg?
No, seriously.
Greg, we didn't do the deck of cards.
Oh, well, that's a shame, sis, because it's a beautiful song. When I see the 5, I'm reminded of the 5 wise men.
Greg.
Yeah?
Shut up. Okay, remember this? You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips. Ba, ba, ba.
And there's no tenderness like before in your fingertips.
You're trying hard not to show it.
Baby.
But baby, I know it. You've lost that love and feeling. Whoa, that love and feeling. You've lost that love and feeling. Now it's gone.
Oh, that'll be my care. It's been a fantastic evening, you guys. You will come on Sunday, won't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I've just had a really great idea. Seeing as you're going to be there on Sunday, why don't you come up and do a couple of numbers?
All right.
No.
Look, you've still got it. You can do it.
Oh, in my own sitting room, that's fine, but not in front of a paying audience at the El Morocco.
Oh, go on, Mum. It'd be awesome.
It's not going to be awesome because I'm not going to do it.
At least think about it, okay? Got till Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah, that gives you 3 days to work up the deck of cards. From yesterday, I ate my sandwiches in the park all by myself.
Yeah, but you made them here in front of me. Big hunks of cheese and raspberry jam in there.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I just couldn't face it.
Yeah, well, I could kill for a cheese and jam sandwich.
No, I mean the cabaret. One look at the audience and I become catatonic with terror.
Thelma, it's in your blood, okay? It's like riding a bike, you know, once you learn, you never forget.
Oh.
I did. I climbed on one after 10 years. Fell off and cracked me coccyx.
Look at Patty. Clever, successful. She's done it all. And look at me. What have I done?
Oh, I only raised a Maori radical and a Parker House punk.
The girls have got their own lives, but I've got to do something for myself. I'm like a spare limb around this place these days.
What do you mean, a job? Yeah, but I'm at home during the day.
Oh, I work at night.
Like what else?
Oh, waitress, usherette.
Yeah, too bright for that.
Night shift in a brain surgery unit.
Thelma Reynolds, star of Cabaret.
Oh, yeah. There's a big
hey.
call for an aging ex-singer with stage fright.
Hi, Mum. Have you made up your mind?
Yep.
Well, is it good news or bad news?
It's good news for the audience.
What's she going to do it?
No, I'm not going to do it.
Mum. Well, are you going to do it or not?
She's not.
She's not what?
Going to sing?
Why not?
Well, no, maybe she's scared of her.
Who is she? The cat's mother. I'm here, you know.
Bonjour, everyone. Well, she made up her mind.
At close of play, it was announced that the cat's mother is not going to do it. The cat's mother won't say why.
Well, I've got a theory about that. I reckon she won't do it.
Enough! You wanted to do it. I don't want her to do it. Now I'm going to show you why she can't do it.
Crikey. What do you reckon she's going to do?
I reckon she's going to go upstairs, do something, and come back down again.
Gee, that bad, eh?
You two finished? This is Mum's decision. She's probably upstairs communing with her wairua at the moment.
What? There's somebody up in the bedroom?
You know what I mean, Dad? Her spirit.
That's it, spirit. When I think of the 3, I'm reminded of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Gee, thanks, Lydia. I've been racking my brain all day for that.
Greg, what are you talking about now?
The deck of cards. When I see the 4, I'm reminded of the 4 apostles. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and...
Greg.
No, not Greg. You see, something like Dares or Morris or something. Well, you see, there are 52 cards in a pack.
Uncle Greg.
Yeah?
Why are you torturing us like this? If Mum was going to sing on Sunday, the last thing she would sing would be Deck of Cards.
Damn right. Too bouncy for an encore. Should open with it.
Dad, can't you be serious? This is Mum's decision and we should let her make it. We shouldn't be telling her what she can and can't do.
Oh, what?
Mum, you can't go out in that. It's indecent.
Listen, Nadine, how your sister is respecting your mother's decision by not telling her what she can and can't do. I didn't know you kept that. Didn't think you could still get into it.
I can't. That's just the point. This dress was 20 years ago. My singing's 20 years ago. It all happened 20 years ago, so let's just leave it there.
Can I say something?
No, you can't.
I think you look a picture.
Oh, Greg, for heaven's sake.
No, seriously, you know who you remind me of?
No, this will be good.
The Princess Michael of Gloucester. Who? She's a prince.
Yeah, married the Duchess of Kent?
That's it. The other apostle.
What, the Duchess of Kent?
Oh, no, Michael. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Michael.
Greg, have you finished?
No, I'm only up to 4. When I see the 5, I'm reminded of the 5...
I've got 2 decisions. Either I go upstairs and get out of this stupid dress, or I stand here, go blue in the face, and fall flat on the floor.
No, what do you reckon, girls?
I say go for 2.
2, yeah?
Yep, the second one.
Yeah,
Oh,
2,
thanks
okay.
very much.
Oh, tell before you go, give us a bit of...
Start spreading the news.
She reminds me of some club in Brizzy, doesn't it?
Well, when's it going to start?
9 o'clock.
It's called it a 10, Bill.
Yeah, that'll be Benny trying to beef up the beer sales.
Oh, well, if he wants us to drink some more, better go and buy another round, eh?
Hang on, something's happening. Here's Benny. Good.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Are we enjoying ourselves? Great. Now, do you want the good news or the bad news?
Go on, Benny, give us the good news.
Well, the good news is we got a license till 1 o'clock and happy hour starts at midnight.
Typical Benny. What's the bad news, Benny?
Oy, the bad news. Well, since you asked, Billy, the bad news is that Patty Paul and the Toorak Tree are fog-bound in Taonga. But, we are hoping that the fog will lift and they will be here before the start of happy hour, which I'm moving back to 11:30. All right, 11.
I'm going to get our money back.
Billy, we've got complimentary tickets.
That's even better. Get a profit. Get some more drinks in. No more wine cooler.
Oh, yeah, of course. No wine cooler, eh? Geez, you're a galah, Billy. You couldn't spend us... Thanks so much, mate.
It's getting really boring, Mum. Can we go home?
No, I think we better wait, just in case she turns up.
Yeah, and remember, happy hour is on in just under an hour and a half.
Oh, boy, the world away.
Oh, yeah. Half-price drinks. Every couple of drinks you buy then, well, you've bought one already for free. Same again, is it?
Orange juice. What's your father doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. We have with us this evening one of Australasia's all-time great cabaret artistes.
And someone I know.
And she has agreed to step into the shoes of Patty Paul.
Yes.
Please welcome Miss Thelma Reynolds.
Think of your mama. Think of your mama?
Thelma, the stage is yours.
Reynolds.
I can't. It's been so long. Besides, I haven't got any accompaniment. I'll kill him. I'll kill him twice. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long time, but here goes. Sometimes it's hard to be a woman, giving all your love to just one man. You have bad times, and he has good times, doing things that you don't understand.
But if you love him, you forgive him.
Even though he's hard to understand.
And if you love him, oh, be proud of him.
For after all, he's just a man.
The premiums some insurance companies charge are hard to understand. Ours aren't. Get a copy of Cover Story from any state office or call our free phone number now.
The girl on the right is eating pure New Zealand butter. The girl on the left is eating margarine. Some people will tell you that butter contains a number of calories, which is true. Others will argue that margarine contains exactly the same number of calories as butter, which is also true. When it comes to taste, however, well, there's no argument, because only butter tastes like butter.
You're looking sharp, you're looking good, you've come so far. We know how to make the most of who you are. Father to son, it's what we've always done. To let the best of men get. On so many faces, it's plain to see. We give you all we have to give, for all a man can be. Where the race is run, you're the champion.
Gillette Contour Plus with lubricating strip for the best a man can get.
The best a man can get.
Full international service on every flight. Exclusive holiday packages. Lavish Aussie card gifts, privileges and discounts. Other airlines go to Australia. Only one goes the extra distance.
If you want to buy a hi-fi MIDI system with genuine separate componentry, you won't get many options. But when it's Technics, who needs options? New Technics separate component MIDI systems.
You're Murphy Brown, aren't you?
Yes, yes, I am.
I thought so. Had a bet with my girlfriend.
Murphy Brown, 8 o'clock Thursday, only on 3.
Oh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered.
Oh, do you still have the old magic?
What are you doing here?
Oh, we were fobbed in. We just...
And you probably got a minibus, I suppose.
Yeah, we had to get a minibus.
That was fantastic! Yes, Mum, I'm so proud of you. You really upheld your mana.
One day we lost the Nam, didn't it?
I just love those words, sis. Sometimes it's hard to be a woman, especially when you are a man. They really enthuse me.
You're saying that a lot in Australia, did you agree?
Yeah, I did.
Explains why you've come over here then.
Well, look, I've got to get ready. I've got a really tough act to follow.
Oh, what's your opening number?
Bugle Boy.
We used to do that together, didn't we?
Do you want to?
Well, I've still got a few minutes left, haven't I?
Well, come on.
Hey, hang on. I thought you were terrified of getting up.
It's fantastic. Come on.
Hey, sis, are you going on again?
Yeah.
Oh, great, because I've written all the words out. Look, forget about the start. Just go right from the place where it's... When I am the ace, I'm reminded of...
He was a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was the top man of his class. And then his number came up and he was up for the draft. He's in the army now, a blower reveille. He's the boogie boogie bugle boy of Company B.
A toot, a toot, a doodly-yaddy-doo. He's blowing eight to the bar. In boogie rhythm, he can't blow a note. It's the bass and guitar playing with him. And now the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. What made you get up there?
Do you really want to know?
Mm-hmm.
It was you going... Da, da, dee, 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 dee,
Yeah, all right.
I just wanted to shut you up.
It was great seeing you up there. A night to remember.
Yeah, if only I could have remembered the words. Hey, Billy, it says here, weather in Taonga continuing fine with high cloud.
So?
So where was the fog last night?
Localised, probably. You know, in one place. Just around an aeroplane.
Mr. James, you have set me up.
Anyway, look, are you serious about getting a job or what?
Oh, well, a jobette at the very least.
Oh, yeah? A little neurosurgery, perhaps?
Something like that.
Well, it's a pity I couldn't persuade you to carry on with the singing because you really used to suck it to them, you know?
Did I?
Of course you did.
Oh, well, I better be going. I've got lots to do today.
Like what?
Like finding myself a new agent for a start.
And that...
Start spreading the news.
Tell, what's...
I'm leaving today.
Dr. Frankenstein,
Yes, Igor?
you have created a monster.
Yes, Igor. Sexy, isn't she?